Welcome back to Running Shoes Guru. My name's Brandon and today I'm reviewing the Nike Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. After 3 years away, the Pegasus Turbo is finally back. And the Pegasus Turbo 1 and 2 gained a cult following amongst runners, myself included, because of how super soft and springy the ride felt. It was also a lot lighter than the regular Pegasus, so it was a lot more fun to run in. This year's Pegasus Turbo Next Nature is made with at least 50% recycled materials, and it's got a completely different upper, midsole and outsole compared to its predecessors. On Nike's website, they say that this shoe is designed to help you increase tempo without sacrificing comfort. So in other words, it's a speed shoe designed for faster runs. It weighs 8.6 ounces or 244 grams, and that's quite a bit heavier than the Pegasus Turbo 2, which only weighed 7.2 ounces or 204 grams. Price, it costs $150 US, and that's quite a bit cheaper than the previous versions, which cost $180. So this Pegasus Turbo Next Nature is only $20 more than the regular Pegasus 39. The first time I laced it up and walked around in it, the midsole didn't compress all that much, and the upper felt really thick, stiff, and warm. My first run was an interval speed workout, and it consisted of 5 times 1.2 kilometer intervals. After the warm-up, I had to stop to readjust the laces because the upper lockdown felt really poor. You see, there isn't an extra eyelet at the top, so you can't use a runner's knot. And as a result, the fit feels really loose. During the first run, the Pegasus Turbo felt a lot better than I expected it to feel, but it felt nothing like previous versions of the Pegasus Turbo. The ride felt much firmer, and I didn't feel any energy return coming from the midsole. It was easy to increase speed because of the firm toe-offs, and the ride also felt really smooth. I also noticed that the laces were too long, so it felt like they were flapping around on that first run. Nike only advertises ZoomX in the midsole of the Pegasus Turbo Next Nature. But there's actually another foam in here, and there's a very thin layer of SR02 foam at the bottom and in the heel. And what this does is it protects the recycled ZoomX from abrasions that you get on the ground, because this ZoomX is such a brittle, delicate foam. The Pegasus Turbo Next Nature has a firm ride, and it also lacks energy return. So it feels really flat compared to other latest foam innovations from New Balance, Saucony, Adidas. It's got a firmer ride than the regular Pegasus 39, so it feels faster than the regular Pegasus, and it also feels much smoother because it doesn't have those lumpy airbags in the midsole. I prefer using it for up-tempo runs compared to easy runs, because it just doesn't have that pleasing underfoot squish which I like in an easy day shoe. Now, even though it has a firm ride, it's got plenty of cushioning depth. I did a long run which was 27 kilometers in it, and it didn't bottom out, and it felt like I could easily run a full marathon in it. This is one advantage that it has over the first and the second version of the Pegasus Turbo. My favorite part of the Peg Turbo Next Nature is its outsole. Its entire forefoot and its entire rear foot is covered with this recycled hard rubber. The midfoot isn't covered with rubber, but this SR02 foam is really tough and abrasion resistant. I've noticed a little bit of wear on this outer lateral heel area, but it's nothing out of the ordinary, and you should be able to get at least 800 kilometers out of this outsole. Traction is very good, and I've had no problems with grip in this shoe. This upper of the Peg Turbo Next Nature makes it feel like a casual lifestyle sneaker, like something you'd find on an Ultra Boost. This Flyknit material that they've used is really thick, stiff, and not very breathable, so This shoe feels like a winter shoe for cooler runs. It's got a stripe down the middle of the toe box, which we also saw on the first Pegasus Turbo, but the difference is that that stripe was printed on. This stripe, you can feel the sides of the stitching on the inside of the toe box, which is really annoying. The upper's biggest weakness is that it doesn't have double eyelets, so you can't do a runner's knot. And as a result, foot lockdown is really poor. So this area around your ankle feels really loose, like a casual sneaker. The fit is true to size, and it's got a really accommodating heel, midfoot, forefoot, and toe box. So if you wanted to and you prefer a snug fit, you could go down a half size. But I prefer the extra room in front of my toes. In my opinion, the Pegasus Turbo Next Nature should have just been called the Pegasus Next Nature, because this shoe has nothing in common with previous Pegasus Turbos. This recycled ZoomX midsole is neither soft nor bouncy, and this upper feels like it belongs on a lifestyle sneaker. I think with the Pegasus Turbo Next Nature, Nike is targeting sneakerheads and casual runners looking for a gym shoe that they can also do short runs in. It doesn't have terrible running performance, but it's also nothing special or unique. It's just a very average running shoe good for up-tempo runs. I feel the same way about this Pegasus Turbo Next Nature as I did about the Alphafly Next Nature. By choosing the earth-friendly option, you're sacrificing performance. It's not a very fun shoe, and you're paying a premium for the Turbo name and its recycled components. If you loved the previous versions of the Pegasus Turbo and you were also disappointed with this shoe, let us know down in the comment section below. Thanks for watching my review, and please remember to like the video and subscribe to Running Shoes Guru.